Chapter 1 𝗔𝗥𝗖𝗛𝗡𝗦 Gansu Province, Murim Alliance. There is a fatty who eats like it's the last day on earth. This is the Murim Alliance leader, 𝗚𝗥𝗔𝗦𝗧𝗏. He's so fat that even the chair is trembling as he prepares to start eating. An urgent message from 𝗤𝗥𝗖𝗛𝗡𝗦, but my dude is too busy eating. She barges in greeting him. She is the strategist of the Murim Alliance. Hi Gong tells her to eat. Dude ain't giving shit to urgent messages. 𝗤𝗥𝗖𝗛𝗡 refuses, stating she become fat like him. But this dickhead gives no shit. He considers himself as good-looking and handsome. No cap, 𝗤𝗥𝗖𝗛𝗡 has come bringing good and bad news. The good news is that the Green Forest King said that he had succeeded in raising cows, and the quality of beef that comes from these cows is the best quality. The bad news is that the 𝗠𝗔𝗦𝗧𝗘𝗥 seems to be making a move, and based on info, he is on his way to the Murim Alliance. The 𝗠𝗔𝗦𝗧𝗘𝗥 is a man who was titled the strongest swordsman. However, 10 years ago, he suddenly disappeared. He now reappeared and wants to battle the Murim Alliance leader 𝗚𝗥𝗔𝗦𝗧𝗏. 𝗤𝗥𝗖𝗛𝗡 asks him what he will do when this 𝗠𝗔𝗧𝗘𝗥 comes, and 𝗚𝗥𝗔𝗡 jokingly proposes running away. According to his Gong's understand of the 𝗠𝗔𝗧𝗘𝗥, he is a good and noble man. As the two of them argue, senses of the strong spike. The 𝗠𝗔𝗧𝗘𝗥 is coming, and is killing everybody. His righteousness is completely gone. This leads 𝗚𝗥𝗔𝗡 to a conclusion that the 𝗠𝗔𝗧𝗘𝗏 had 𝗔 deviation. 𝗔 deviation is when the energy in one's body goes haywire and causes the user to have demonic tendencies. Sensing the grave situation, 𝗚𝗥𝗔𝗡 rushes to the battlefield. On the other side, people are trying to persuade the 𝗠𝗔𝗧𝗘𝗥 to come back to his senses. This is where we find out about the true self of the 𝗠𝗔𝗧𝗘𝗥. It turns out that he had been hiding his true self using his humble and noble public status. A monk, thinking that the 𝗠𝗔𝗧𝗘𝗥 is not thinking clearly, gets strangled in the process. The 𝗠𝗔𝗧𝗘𝗥 is furious. He is not crazy. He sees the monk and other people around as vegetables, ready to be cut as easy as mowing grass. Sorry Vegeta. The 𝗠𝗔𝗧𝗘𝗥 believes that no one will stop him. Everyone will die by his sword, and with his overwhelming power, he will destroy everything. He laughs maniacally, proclaiming himself as the strongest in the world, but that's a pipe dream. Suddenly, a light flashes from the sky, moving at an extremely fast speed. As soon as the light hits the 𝗠𝗔𝗧𝗘𝗥, his left arm is cut off. The fat ass goat has arrived. This is when the 𝗠𝗔𝗧𝗘𝗥, chuckling, finally realizes it. There is no way he can ever breach the gap between the two. All his efforts were meaningless. As his final words, the 𝗠𝗔𝗧𝗘𝗏 reminds 𝗚𝗥𝗔𝗡 something. In the darkness, he had seen something. He saw 𝗚𝗥𝗔𝗡 lose everything. He would be so weak that even the wind will sway him. That would be his downfall. Before he could finish, 𝗚𝗥𝗔𝗡 kills him. Gong sighs to himself. Time passes, and a boy wakes up thinking he was on a dream. Suddenly, he noticed something. He doesn't know where he is, and his body is painful all over. He is so weak, it's hard to even walk, and he's breathless from taking a few steps. He arrives in front of a mirror, and shock was written on his face. He looks like a withered tree. He realizes that his soul has been switched. The things the 𝗠𝗔𝗧𝗘𝗥 had said are all happening. It has been half a year since the 𝗠𝗔𝗧𝗘𝗥 died, and now it's finally happened. If his soul is switched, then who is the body's owner? Looking at the wounds on the body, 𝗤𝗥𝗔𝗡𝗏's face sweats. Who is the owner of the body? 100 likes and 50 subs for the next part.